Hey there, hey, it's Hygiene, and welcome to my channel. So right now, the world is kind of going crazy. It's a lot of chaos and things of that nature. And I just want to address something that I haven't seen a lot of, but I think is really necessary. So one thing about me is that I have actually struggled with mental illness the majority of my life. Depression, anxiety disorder, PTSD, all sorts of things. And I know that being stuck in the house can drive a person crazy, and it really can be a tough time, but I'm here to tell you and assure you that it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. And I'm just going to share 5 things that I have been doing that I have noticed has helped tremendously during this stay-at-home order, during this pandemic. And I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, though I have seen many. I'm not certified or licensed or anything like that. So please, if you are struggling, if you are going through anything, please talk to a licensed professional as soon as possible. There are so many outlets and avenues to be able to talk to psychiatrists and psychologists at this time. But the things that I am doing are things that I've just noticed have helped me, the things that I have learned from my psychologists, from my therapists, and things that I just know can really, really help in this time. So if you want to hear about those 5 things, then just keep on watching. All right, tip number 1 is to maintain a level of normalcy. So what do I mean by that? Well, when we were out in the world and didn't have this stay-at-home order, we were going day to day with a regimen, with a schedule. We go to work, we go to school, we go wherever we go, and that's the routine. If you just stop that abruptly into doing nothing or working from home, as a lot of us are doing, it can be traumatizing, especially for those extroverts out there who are used to interacting and engaging. It can be very traumatizing. But keeping a level of normalcy in your life, a level of keeping a set routine in your life can really, really help in this time. So that means showering daily, like personal hygiene. It's critical right now. I know. You're thinking nobody's gonna see me, nobody's gonna smell me, but like, sis, bro, you gotta smell yourself. Let your nostrils be pleased. Okay, let yourself be a sweet smelling savor unto your own nostrils. Okay, we need to keep our personal hygiene up, and cook, eat regularly, but not like overeat, but don't undereat either. And sleep. Okay, again, don't oversleep, but don't undersleep. In this time when you have so much free time, it's kind of like summer vacation, right? When you're a kid, you're in high school, middle school, whatever, you have all this time to do whatever you want to do. It can get boring sometimes and you just want to sleep, you want to take a nap. But oversleeping is actually just as damaging to your brain as undersleeping is. It can really lead to depression, anxiety, and a lot of other issues that we don't want to have. Okay, so those 3 things in one, that's the first tip is normalcy, and that's keeping up with your personal hygiene, eating on a regular basis but not overeating, and sleeping on a consistent basis. If you are used to showering every day before, then shower every day now. If you're used to eating breakfast every day before, then eat breakfast every day now. If you're used to going to bed at 9 and waking up at 5, I suggest that you keep going to bed at 9 and you keep waking up at 5. Also, just because once all of this is over, you don't want to have to go into another shock of trying to get back into the routine that you had before. So really keeping this normalcy in your life, this routine, this regimen is very critical, and I highly suggest that you do it. All right, tip number 2, connect with friends and family. If you live by yourself, this may seem a little bit more difficult because you're like, sis, we social distancing. I get it, but the phone still works. You can, hey, you good. Now, personally, I don't love phone calls. I don't love phone calls. I don't love video calls. I don't love any of that. But in this season, I have pushed myself to get okay with the phone calls, with the video calls, because I understand, one, that everybody isn't the same as me. And some people, extroverts, really like that connection, really like that conversation, and it helps them to be able to talk to me. And I've found that it helps me a bit too, to, again, back to tip number one, keep a level of normalcy. If I've been talking to people before, then I'll continue to talk to people now. And with your family, if you're living with family or living with friends, this is a great opportunity to get to know some people. Like, if you have not really had a conversation with your mom before, this might be the time to be like, hey, mom, like, what were you like when you were a kid? I personally live with my granny, and we've had a lot of conversations, a lot of good dialogue, where I found out some stuff about her and she's found out some stuff about me. Sometimes when we're living with people, we think that we know so much about them because, well, we live with them. But if you're constantly in and out of the house, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're crossing paths, but you're not really building that relationship. So right now, when you're at home with your loved ones, is a great time to build that relationship and that bond with the people who you live with. Tip numero tres is to find new hobbies or bring back the old hobbies you used to love. If you used to love sewing or painting or drawing or cooking, but you haven't had the time, this is a great opportunity to bring those things back up or find new things. If you've always wanted to learn how to build something, take this time to learn how to build it. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Okay, honestly, there's two ways that you can look at this. And a minister at my church actually said this, and I was like, I love it. Okay, you can look at the situation as, oh, we're stuck at home, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Or you can look at the situation as, wow, I get to stay home. I don't have to do the 50 million things that I normally do on a daily basis. I can rest. I can breathe again. Some of us didn't even know we were drowning until this season of oxygen. Okay. I know for myself, I definitely did not realize just how overworked, how stressed, how tired I really was until I got this opportunity to breathe. And so right now, you might be feeling like, oh man, this sucks. But I encourage you to look at it differently and think of it as an opportunity and not a punishment. Okay. And, find those hobbies. I have started painting again, and I haven't painted in so long, and it's been awesome. So I suggest that you find some new hobbies or bring up those old hobbies and watch what can happen. Watch what God can do in this season. Tip number 4 is to keep your mind active. Now, for some of us, this might be a little easier than others because some of us are still working. Some of us are still going to school online. So we're still doing things that require our attention, that require our time, that require our mental work, mental processes. But for others, some people are off work right now. Some people aren't in school, or like me, I'm off work kind of, but I have school, but it's not like every day. So on those days that I'm not doing homework or that I'm not doing work, I can be left kind of wandering. And there is a saying that says an idle mind is the devil's workshop, and I promise you that is so true. Don't let the enemy grab hold of your mind in this season when you don't have things to do. So if that means you need to read a book, read a book. If that means you need to listen to a podcast, listen to a podcast. If you need to watch a video, watch a video, but keep your mind active. And this is a time to learn some things, to journaling would be awesome in this time to get those emotions out of you so they're not all bottled up. I really encourage this time to keep your mind active. Do not let your mind wither. Don't let it go to waste. keep your mind active in this time. Again, back to the summer break reference. It's kind of like that summer vacation. When you have that whole vacation, then you go back to school and you're like, what's 2 plus 2? I don't know. Don't do that. Please do not do that. Let this time be a time where you keep your mind active so that when things get back to normal, you're able to hit the ground running. Tip number 5, last but certainly not least, connect with God. Spend time in prayer, spend time in your word, study, have devotion, sing, whatever you need to do. Spend time with the Lord. You have time. Before, you may have made the excuses, as we've all done. Oh, I'm too busy. Oh, I'm too swamped. Oh, I can only spend 10 minutes a day or what have you. But right now, those excuses have been stripped away. Every one of them. They're gone. So when you were praying and you were saying, God, if I could just have some more time with you, or when you were stressed out work and you were like, man, if only I had more time in devotion this morning. Guess what? You got more time. This is the time of more time. So spend time with the Lord. Worship him in spirit and in truth. Okay? Study your word. Pray. Fast even if you need to. This is your time to really zone in and connect with him one-on-one so that you can commune with the Lord and build your relationship, strengthen your relationship, and grow in God. All right, y'all, those were 5 tips to keep your mind sane during this pandemic. I pray that you all are well, that you all are breathing, and, if in this time you've experienced loss or stress or anxiety, I really pray that the Lord comforts you in this time and that you experience his peace that passes all understanding. It's a promise to us. He promises peace. He promises comfort. And I really pray that you take hold of his peace, of his shalom, of his comfort, of his love, and that you thrive in this season, okay? Because your girl over here, sis, is thriving, okay? And I've experienced so much joy, so much laughter, so much peace in this time. And I really pray that all of you watching this video can experience that as well. And not just during the pandemic, but after the pandemic too. If you enjoyed this video, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, click that notification bell so you can be notified of any upcoming videos that I post. And while you're at it, you might as well click that thumbs up button. Go ahead, comment, share, whatever you want to do, and know that I love you. Jesus loves you so much more. And remember, you will never overcome that which is hidden, and you will not conquer what you refuse to confront. Let's break some chains, y'all.